Hello, gentle marketers. Welcome back. Welcome to episode 42 of the Gentle Business Revolution podcast, a show where we talk about marketing your business, but a different kind of marketing, one that's based on empathy and kindness. As always, I'm Sarah Zinacroce, I'm your host, and you know that you're in the right place if you are a heart-centered entrepreneur or change maker who is looking to market your business differently. Or you are an entrepreneur who is fed up with the traditional marketing model and you're ready for change, for a paradigm shift. And finally, you might also be a marketing impact pioneer, so someone who's working in marketing for an organization who does business for good. So there is more than just profit involved in the company that you're working. All right, so I'm back with another book update. And this weekend, I'll send off my draft to my editor. I'm so excited that I found someone. I'm so excited to work with her. I had reached out to Mark Schaefer, the author of The Marketing Rebellion, so a book that has a similar topic to mine. And I had been following Mark for years and years. I read all of his books. And he was also on my podcast twice already. You can check out the latest episode. It's episode 17. So is it 17 or 16? Now I have a doubt, but check out sarahzinacroce.com, GBR 17. And if it's not that one, then it's maybe 16. So yay. I really look forward to this collaboration with Elizabeth. So that's Mark's editor who he introduced me to. So can't wait. All right. So let me back up and kind of tell you what's happened since the last book update. So that was sarahzinacroce.com/GBR 34. So that's the last time I checked in with you about the book. So here's what happened. First of all, I started the interviews with other gentle marketers and collected their stories in order to include them in the book. And those were just delightful interviews. You recorded them. I might be using them also for the book launch. And so what I did is I had them transcribed and then used the stories in the book directly. So they really helped me making the point, like really showing, okay, there's other people out there who believe in gentle marketing, who apply gentle marketing. They have thriving businesses. And, you know, their definition of success is maybe different, but they're happy. They're working with clients that make them happy and they're making money. So that was the goal of having these people on and sharing their stories. So that got me to about 52,000 words. And I was like, woohoo, I wanted to reach 50,000. And so, yay, I'm there. Now, you know, maybe through the editing, either I'll be adding more, or usually I think what I hear is that you cut because, you know, maybe some of it is really boring. We'll see. So the plan actually was to have Tony, my husband, do a first round of editing, but that kind of didn't work out. So Tony's really good at writing. Like he has really spent the last 10 years, actually, not 10 years, sorry, 2 years, researching and learning about how to write a good novel. So he's more into the science fiction and kind of novel writing. He did NaNoWriMo, I think twice. And he's very detail oriented and wants to write the perfect sounding novel. So when he saw my manuscript, he really panicked. He's like, oh my gosh, this sounds too colloquial and you can't write like that. And is this how you write a business book? So yeah, our styles were just completely opposite. And after showing him kind of, you know, I think I pulled out one of Seth Godin's book. That's when he realized, okay, I can't do this. I don't know how to correct business writing like this. What he was trying to do is really come up with a perfect word for, the sentence. But in business writing, it's not so much about that. So that confirmed me that I really needed an editor who was used to business writing. So, it wouldn't work with someone who usually just does biographies or novels or anything like that, because I think business writing really has become much more, colloquial. So I briefed Elizabeth and mentioned that I was a bit worried about this and about my non-native English, and I kind of started doubting myself after Tony said this needs a lot of work. But actually, when she saw a sample that I sent her, she said she liked my voice, my tone, and actually recommended even more contractions, so even more colloquial and even more kind of down to earth and talking to the reader directly. So I was really relieved when she said that. Obviously, there's going to be work because my English still shows that that it's not my mother tongue, but I think we can figure it out. So what else? I also started looking into finding a designer for the cover, obviously, but also I realized that people were saying that you need someone to design the interior of the book. Who knew that you needed an interior designer for your book? I never worked with an interior designer for my house, and now I'm going to work with one for my book. But I guess it makes sense, because if you just kind of use whatever word formatting that it probably won't look as good. So we'll see. I haven't talked to her yet, so we'll see how that goes. And I can't wait actually to share some cover ideas with you and get your opinion. That's always fun to do, right? Then I'm also in conversation with a local friend, and she's actually been a guest of the podcast. So that's episode number 38. Her name is Sophie Conchon, and she's a graphic illustrator and founder of Sketch for Good. And we're looking into a collaboration. So what she does is sketching. So sketching at, those big kind of visuals that you sometimes see at events where someone takes notes basically of the event, but in a visual manner. But she also does kind of illustration for, topics. And so she's like, well, I'd love to collaborate on this. And so we're going to chat about including some of her sketches into the book. I think that'll be good. I'm also starting to think about the marketing piece. Try not to too much, but just kind of keeping my eyes open. I have some ideas, but for now, I don't want to share too much. All I can say is that obviously it needs to be a gentle launch, not just for me, but also for those, for you. It shouldn't be like this ego-driven book launch. It needs to be gentle. So that's what I'm working on. So let me just think. I think that's what I got. Maybe I also want to say that I really am enjoying the process now. Really, like in a way, the lockdown and economic slowdown was a blessing. It meant that I could really just focus on this, and I love the depth and the deep thinking, and I really don't plan much more than 2 weeks ahead. I'm not too worried about the publishing and all of that. So really taking it one step at a time and enjoying the learning, enjoying the conversations that we just recorded a summer series with Penny Pierce. So yeah, not going to say more about it, but that will come in July. So really just having these conversations with people about topics that I cover in the book. So much joy to do that. I'm saying this because when I actually first thought about writing a book, I thought, oh my gosh, that's going to be so much work. And, I just saw this big mountain in front of me. And it was it was Jenny Blake who actually said, I think that's what your brain is actually craving in the deep work. So just go with the flow and get started. And she was right. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, this update about the Gentle Marketing book. By the way, I don't know the title yet. Haven't finalized it. I keep going back between adding the revolution in the title and not. So don't know yet. You can find the show notes at sarahsandacroce.com/GBR42. This episode concludes season 5, and I'll be back next week with season 6. All the interviews are already booked or recorded, and it'll be a great season. And as I kind of already hinted at, it'll be featuring a summer special with extra episodes every Wednesday starting July 15th. More about that soon. If you'd like to actively support the podcast and become a member of the Gentle Business Circle, please check out the details at sarahsandacroce.com/circle and see if it's a good fit for you. I hope you'll join me on this journey to a kinder marketing paradigm. Please invite your friends if it resonates, and let's be the change we want to see in the world. Speak to you soon.